Hi there, and thanks for choosing Corwhin Herbs and Produce for your 2024 CSA or FarmShare here in Posledge Township, bordering on to Halton behind me. I am Barkley Knapp. I am your farmer for the season. We call it a FarmShare in Welton County because we had a meeting probably back in 2017, 2018 about sharing the acronym CSA with Canadian Safety Association and other groups like that, and people would get confused. Whereas in the US, it probably wouldn't get as confusing, and that's where CSA name originates from. So we decided in Walton County to try to use the term farm share because you're getting a share of the harvest from a farm. So that's why I use both, because some people are familiar with the CSA, some people are familiar with what we do in Walton County, calling it a farm share. This is video number 1. This will be an intro and an overview of what to expect and how the program works. Video number 2 will be about arriving and building your share and basically what to do with all the produce. Number 3 is about the farming, my practices, what I do, the farm here as such. Please, if you have someone picking up for you, please have them watch the first 2 videos. Mainly I need people to know how to handle the laneway, number 1, and number 2, once they arrive, how to do the pickup. Every year I have people come and they go, what do I do? I'm picking up for so-and-so, what do I do? And I ask them, did you watch the video? What video? So I try to have these videos every year to try to introduce and explain things, so that way, whether it's someone that's doing the, ultimately getting the food, or someone doing the picking up for that person, they can both understand what's going on. Overview. Simply put, you have subscribed to a program where you supply the funds and I supply the food or the produce. Basically, I plant a wide variety of produce, herbs, flowers, and I try to have that so they stagger throughout the year. Something like radishes, it's going to be ready in about 4 weeks, 5 weeks after you plant it. Something like basil, after you plant the seedling, which has been growing for about 3 months, you got to wait another 2-3 months before it's ready to harvest. I just had someone ask me today for a large bunch of basil. My plants are this high right now, so they're not going to be producing until probably end of July, beginning of August. That's just how it is. This is, CSA is seasonal, and I try to do best I can in trying to have produce lined up every week. On a specific day each week, I will harvest, clean, prepare, and set up what is ready for my 7 gardens on the farm here for the CSA pickup or the FarmShare pickup. Once I know how much I have to harvest, then I'll divide that up evenly. I know this is different from other programs, but I want everyone to have a equal share of the harvest. Then I write that down on a whiteboard, so you'll walk up towards the house on the veranda and you'll see a whiteboard, and that'll say what your portion of that share is. If there are 12 people picking up and I have 11 items, that means I cannot evenly and fairly give that item to everybody, so I will not choose that week, or it may be in the swap bin, which we'll talk about next video. Because it's seasonal, because I grow probably 50, 60 different things, which you're not supposed to, but I do anyways, there will be no share. Pickup will be the same each week. Unless there's an anomaly, every week will be different. I have some plants and some crops that they will be dying down, some crops they will be firing up on how much to harvest or how much there is. And no crop, no patch I have of cucumbers, zucchini, potatoes, whatever, none of them are going to give the same every week. Potatoes, I can harvest and store them. They're a different story. I shouldn't use that example. So each week you will look at the whiteboard, and then you will go and you will, with your box that I give you on the first day, you will put together your own share. I may have carrots bundled, large carrots together, and small carrots is a different bundle. Whether you want one or the other, first come, first serve. Whether you want a bundle of white radish or bundle of red radish, first come, first serve on that. So you get to put together what you want. Then you take that share home and you put your culinary skills to work. Cooking should be fun and bring out your creative side. Cooking shouldn't feel like you have to follow the rules. Basically, what you do is up to you. How you spice things up, that's up to you. If you can't use everything that week, there's always drying them, freezing them, sharing with a neighbor, Or something like basil, you can put it in water. I wouldn't put basil in the fridge. You can put it in water, treat it like a flower, and it should last, a few days more. If I can toot my own horn, I'm a bit of ahead of the curve. The land that I use doesn't interfere with the production that's going on in the farm here, with the big field crops such as corn, wheat, soybeans, hay. I use the pieces of land that, or the chunks of those fields that the combine or the seed drill can't get into, or up or down. So the terrain's a little harder, everything's more spread out. It's a lot harder for me carrying water and plants and walking everywhere, all over the farm. Like I probably put in 3,000 steps easy, in a morning or afternoon. Does make it harder, but results in higher efficiency of using the farmland. Nothing goes to waste. 319 acres a day are disappearing of farmland in Ontario. That's just Ontario. And only 7% of Ontario can be used to grow food in. So we are quickly becoming a spot in Ontario, or a province in Canada here, that is going to be starving. And we can't depend on a desert state like Arizona or California to feed us. And all that carbon being used to ship food out here, we can do it ourselves. You're not going to get the freshness. You're not going to get that money cycling locally. But that's unfortunately how grocery stores have gone. It's not about local, it's more about the profit and the bottom line. There are FarmShare farms, or CSA farms, that they do things much easier than I do because they have a setup. They have all the fields that they grow in, all the gardens they grow in, right near the buildings, right near a water line and a water pump, and that's good for them. I have 2 gardens that I have hook a hose up to. The rest I have to water by hand. And there's farm shares that put together their share for you. You may not get see the farmer. You just drop off your box on previous week, pick up a new box, and go. Those are not the methodologies that I've subscribed to. I want everyone to come to the farm, see their food grown, say hi to the cows if they don't have that experience before, and basically have an understanding of where their food comes from. I know we're on a gravel road. I know we have a long lane. But what I want to try to connect people more with their food and actually have some really good food that's, not going mushy in the grocery store, but, it just got picked that morning or the day before. A little bit about me. I'm the 3rd generation on this farm. My father's family, they were Dutch immigrants. They were brought here after World War II to help supply labor to the farms after the soldiers did not return after World War II. My mother's family, they were pioneer settlers over just between Guelph and Waterloo. So farming is in my blood. That's what I know, that's why I do it. I did not grow up growing vegetables. I grew up milking cows, throwing hay, driving tractors. So this is not in my exact wheelhouse, but I have learned a lot. I have developed myself a lot. I have worked the land that's, like I said, is leftover unused land. I have worked that up to have very good organic matter and nutrient level, as well as taking a lot of stones out of it. We got a lot of stones at Posnage Township. I do work off the farm. Currently, I took a layoff in January to keep 2 co-workers from losing their jobs by being laid off, and they would have, they didn't have the support that I do with my family, and they would have had to find other jobs, and I thought they were good fits. So I'm actually working 2 nights a week, covering myself because I'm laid off at my job, so usually Friday, Saturdays, but I'm hoping that I can get called back full time. Tuesdays for the pickup, that's usually because that's when I'm not working. That's a day on the shift schedule that I'm not working. So also it's when you can get your grocery shopping, your groceries or produce picked up at the beginning of the week, and hopefully you have fresh vegetables for the rest of the week. That's why I have Tuesdays. It may change, but I'm hoping not. My growing started off growing herbs as a hobby. I needed something to do while I was studying engineering at Conestoga College, and I need something to do outside because I was spending so much time on a computer. So I just read a book about herbs, or a magazine, and had a section about herbs in it. And then I kept getting books for Christmas and my birthday about it. So at one time, I think I grew about 60 different types of herbs. I have greatly decreased from that because there's nothing I can really do with them. A lot of them are medicinal, and they've fallen out of favor with a lot of doctors. I did try to sell those herbs at farmers market, starting at Aberfoyle and then going to Etobicoke, and that just was a lot of time off the farm. That was a lot of harvesting and not even knowing what I was going to sell, whether it was going to bring anything back or not, or how much money I was going to make. And making some friends in the market gardening field, they introduced me to the CSA, or the FarmShare concept, and that keeps me on the farm a lot more, and I know exactly what to plant, exactly what to harvest. Whether or not that all works out, that's determined on the weather, the mice, and pathogens. I am not a marketing or a customer service person. I do work in hospitality. Most of that I do fast-paced work environment, and I don't see a lot of customers. But I am the muscle and the hustle, and the one who gets eaten by mosquitoes and climbed on by ticks, and I'm the one to make sure that there's produce ready for you. I am the grunt. There may be days that I'm exhausted, that I'm grumpy, that I'm moody, that I'm tired, that I'm missing sleep, that I'm limping like I am right now, and I apologize for that, but I am not, a great marketer. I'm not a great advertiser. I am the farmer. I am the guy who's pulling the weeds, watering the crops, harvesting the fruit, carrying the giant baskets, pounding in posts, whatever I need to do to get the job done. I do the best I can. Mostly it's just by myself, so I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I apologize for that. So a little bit with this farm. I don't own the farm. The farm belongs to my family. We have had this in our family since 1958. Like I said, we used to be dairy farmers. We did get out of it. There was a number of situations, conditions that was the right time to get out of it. I would have loved to stayed into it, but that wasn't my call, and that was my family's call. We have a very long lane. The buildings are at the back of the farm. You can kind of see the hill over there. That's where the lane's cresting and going towards the road. I'm probably close to halfway in it. It is quiet. It is nice and peaceful. It's a nice walk, but in the winter time, it's a heck of a thing to blow the snow out and clear the snow out. We only did that once this past winter because it was so mild. I have to include the topic of lane in the beginning of every season's video message every year, as I keep hearing about people who have difficulty using it. You'll notice when you first drive in, there's about 4 or 5 private property or no trespassing signs as you come in along the railway tracks. We get a number of people coming here thinking that this is a road, and they don't know until they see the 3rd, 4th, or 5th sign that, or they realize that this is actually a lane. This is not a road. Due to some concerns and issues in the past, I have put up speed limit signs. Anyways, I want everyone to have a good experience when they come in here, and if you are going, Mach 10, Mach 2, and you're nearly running into someone coming the other way, coming or going from the farm, picking up their FarmShare, it's going to be pretty stressful. I really don't want that. I want everyone to enjoy it. I want them to look around. Right now, you can see behind me, we have corn growing in here. It's probably about this high. I have soybeans growing over here. They're probably about that high. I want everyone to take that in, because a lot of people do not understand agriculture, do not have the opportunity to interact with agriculture. Majority of Canadians have never met a farmer. So the fact that you're meeting me and coming to see me, that puts you on a minority of Canadians. And that's, to me, that's a really sad statistic. I want everyone to have a good experience and be part of this FarmShare and come back for another year. But if there's going to be near misses and accidents on the lane, that is a concern. So having a speed limit sign, I have one on each end. That's something I do want people to slow down and take things in and be safe when they're driving. And one of those ways that I'm trying to make things safer is I'm putting up these signs here, pull over here for passing. So anywhere there is a extra area that's not in the field, I want people, if they're coming and going, have a chance to, know where they can pull over. So I've got about 4 or 5 of these signs along the laneway. I have in the past heard of customers that have been coming and going from picking up their shares and not knowing who's to get off and who's to go straight. The basic rule that we follow here is if you were a spot that you can pull over first, then you pull over first. As well, please stay out of the fields. There's stuff growing in them. This is our livelihood. This is my neighbor's livelihood who rents most of the fields from us. I have seen tracks of people driving in the fields, so when they meet someone else on the laneway, instead of finding a spot to pull over and pass, they drive into the fields. I've seen it myself just down here at the corner, just driving in the field. Please don't do that. Please respect your property. Like I said, it's not my property, but I do get an earful whenever there's something damage done to it. So please be safe on our laneway. For parking, anywhere that there is grass, anywhere that we have lawn cut, that is where you can park. There's space down by the barns, down by the sheds that you can turn around on if you want to come back. Please leave access to the lane open so people can come and go, and realize that this is a working farm, so there may be a family member of mine or a family member or employee of my neighbors who rents most of our fields coming and going on this. When it's time to make hay, when it's time to harvest, it's go. It doesn't matter if something else is happening at the same time. Conditions are only right for so long for farming. So please keep this laneway clear, just in case. And also, if you do feel the need to park in one of the sheds, just leave access to the big doors available, just in case a tractor is coming and going. So like I mentioned, we have animals on the farm. Beef cattle that are a breed called Red Angus. They're polled, so they naturally do not have horns because of a genetic mutation, and that's been bred into them. You are welcome to touch them, you're welcome to scratch them, you're welcome to talk to them. Please don't hit, poke, slash, cut them. I will leave somewhere around here a wheelbarrow full of scraps left over from cleaning produce, and you're welcome to feed them. Please, so they don't get anything caught in their mouth. Do not leave your coat hanging. Do not have your phone in your hand too close where they can grab it with their tongue. And don't put anything in their mouth bigger than 2 fingers, whether it's a folded 2 fingers, straight 2 fingers. I don't want anything to get caught in their throat. They do not understand the concept of the size. Also realize that they only have one set of teeth in their bottom, so it's really tough in the top. So if they do, trying to bite something, they're gonna be not trying to bite you, but they're trying to eat whatever it is out of your hand. And yes, their tongue is icky and long, and that's kind of how they grab things. So not all cattle are friendly. My dad has worked a lot on them. Cattle and all livestock in general have the genetic programming of being responding to the world as prey. So if they don't know what it is, they're going in the prey mode. They're getting scared. They're getting concerned. Their ears are coming up. They're flexing. They're getting ready to go in the fight or flight mode. My dad has worked a lot on them to make them understand that humans are good, and that's why they can come up, and that's why they're looking for attention, because they know the good that humans can bring. The young ones will not understand yet because they're still learning. We are expecting a few babies this year. Just understand they're going to be shy, they're going to be scared, they're not going to understand, and just let them be at a distance. Please do not go into the barnyard. Biosecurity is in effect here. Technically, you would have you wearing booties walking around here, plastic booties, but we're just going to have everyone just stop at the fences. Oh, hello. Didn't see shoes behind me there. And please do not stand in there. We don't know what you have on your shoes. We don't know what you'll be taking with you to possibly another farm or interacting with a spot where another farmer's shoe could be, and passing pathogens that way. There are opportunities that I can take you into the pasture. The pasture's a lot cleaner. The pasture's open. Basically stick behind me if that's the case, because animals will not know your scent, they will not know your sound, and they could get really spooked. Also, watch where you step, because they like to leave, cow pies lying around every once in a while. And I forgot to mention, these animals, they will think whatever's in your hand is food, because we give them scraps all the time. We give them apples. Don't give them a full apple because it's more than 2 fingers. So be careful with your phone, be careful with your jacket, be careful with your purse. They do not understand the difference. They think that we're here to serve them and we're here to feed them. They're quite spoiled. We do have cats in the farm, like Claude here. So they may come out when humans are around. They may, want to know what the commotion's going on, so they may be curious and smelling. That experience different things as they do. So if you do leave your car doors open, please be very careful, because they may want to know what's in your car. They may smell something that's really good. I've picked up 2 troublemakers recently, and they may be big enough, or they probably will become big enough when the CSA or FarmShare is in full swing, and they'll figure out how to get out of this pen, out of the barn, and they'll want to know about humans and all the smells and sounds that they bring. So be careful with your cars too, and watch your feet when you step as well, because I don't know. This one's really adventurous and he likes to climb, so I don't know what trouble they'll bring. The last thing I want to talk about for this introductory video is our neighbors' dogs. We have neighbors who have guard dogs who are not on a leash, who like to leave their property. They like to chase vehicles sometimes. They like to run in front of vehicles sometimes. Chase bicyclers. They like to sometimes come onto our property and aggressively come towards me. We've had a few occasions we've had some interactions, and I don't want you to have an interaction with them. So please, if you do see them, stay in your vehicle, leave them alone, honk your horn, try to get them out of the way. But please take care of yourself first and stay in your vehicle. So that's the first introductory video. I will have 2 more coming. I won't be working on them tonight, because to edit this video and then to process it and upload it to YouTube and then email out, that's going to be a lot of time. Tonight I'll probably be up to 3 or 4 working on that. Right now I got to get to rototillering and doing some stone picking while I still have some sunlight anyways. And I'd like to reiterate that I am sorry I've had to push things back a week. I've never done that before. Just the way that things are working out in the garden, the things that I've planted, things I can wait later on are growing, things that I need now are not growing at the rate I wanted to. So obviously I'm going to have to buy more seed next year and just do more early plantings instead of making a list and following the list like I did this year, because every year seems to be surprising me with something different. But there is a lot of crops planted. We'll go through that in the 3rd video. So there will be a lot this year. Knock on wood, hopefully there's no tornadoes or hurricane winds or flooding or hail. It will be a good year. Last year was great, and this year I'm improving on that, and so it'll be even better. So thank you very much, and please stay tuned for the next video.